Hello and welcome to a PC3 Media interview with Allison Hayes, ABC 57 kickoff host and Big Ten Network sideline reporter. I had the opportunity to go visit her on set for the Notre Dame Blue and Gold game. I want to thank Allison for coming on with me today. Welcome, Allison.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So, how did you get your start in TV? Has it always been your dream?
Well, in high school, I knew I wanted to be a journalist. I wanted to be a writer, and I really thought I was going to do a print journalism route. And I was all set to go to Michigan State. At the time, they had a really good journalism school, and I had everything set up, dorm orientation, everything. And then my parents took a job transfer down to the state of Florida. And so I sort of pivoted at the last minute that summer, and I ended up moving down to Florida, and I discovered the University of Florida, where they had a really good telecommunications program, and it changed everything for me. It completely changed the direction that I wanted to head for my education and my career. And so I went to the University of Florida and studied telecommunication news, and I had the opportunity to do a Monday through Friday newscast. I was able to do news reporting, news anchoring, weather, and then sports. And sports was really where I found my niche. That was the right spot for me for personality and storytelling, and I just fell in love with it.
So, what brought you back here?
Well, if you guys are familiar, when you are applying for a TV job, you can literally send out hundreds of resumes and reels around the country. And that's what I was doing. I was applying to jobs anywhere that there was an opening that I thought I might be interested in, or covering the team that they were in the market for. I just would apply, and it's very subjective. And so you might get, if you send out 100, you might get maybe 5 that even respond back to you. And that's kind of what happened. And I tried to just kept my head up, and I just kept applying for jobs. And I turned down a job in Georgia, in a really small town, making $19,000 a year. And then I thought, oh my gosh, I'm never going to get another job offer again. But I just kept at it, and I kept trying. And I was a finalist for a job in Baton Rouge, which I would have been covering LSU. And then I ended up getting an offer for Fox 28 in South Bend, and that is my hometown. That's where I grew up, and in the South Bend Niles market area, Michiana. And so it just worked out to be the perfect fit. And I moved back in 2004, and I was the weekend sports anchor there. And I was there for 9 years, and then ended up going to the Big Ten Network for 5 years. And but South Bend was always home, and I ended up coming back and started hosting the Notre Dame football show, and I've been doing that ever since 2016.
So, what is your dream job?
Well, honestly, I'm kind of living it. I thought my dream job was sideline reporting, and that's what I really wanted to do. And I was really blessed to have the opportunity to do that. And I enjoyed it, but it did not allow me to have much creativity or freedom or writing or storytelling. And as I've progressed throughout my career, I come to realize that I to consider myself a storyteller, and I like to tell the stories about the athlete or about the coach or about people in our community. And I want to tell you about them beyond just what they do on the field. I want to let you get to know a part of them, a piece of them, of who they are. And you can really only do that with long form storytelling. And so with the job that I have currently, I have all of the creativity and all of the freedom, and I can produce and I write and I book our guests, and I'm in charge of what our content is for our 2-hour live show. And I get to do long form storytelling as well. And it's really something that I just love to do. And so I think that's a big part of our business too. And just is experience and learning what it is that you want to do and what you like to do, and learning what you don't necessarily like to do as well. That's a really important thing. That's one of the big reasons we suggest doing internships, because it helps you figure out, what it is you want to do and where you want to pursue and what direction you want your career to go in.
So, how long does it take for you to prepare for the show?
a long time. I mean, if we have a show on a Saturday, so our home game shows are 2 hours long. They are live and they're right on campus outside of the football stadium. We also do shows on the road occasionally, and they're special shows, and those are usually 1 hour. And we typically do those right from the football field live. And sometimes we get to do it right leading up to the game time, which is awesome for us. That gives us huge ratings. And but if that game is on Saturday, I am working on that show Monday morning of that week, sometimes a couple weeks ahead of time. It depends. If I have a special story, I try to work on those ahead of time so that everything isn't under the gun and stressed out the week of. But the main thing that I work on each week is securing all of our live guests. And that is a huge responsibility. It's a ton of work. You're always kind of chasing people down and trying to figure out, when they can come on and how I can get them there. And if they need a golf cart ride and what questions we're going to ask them. And then, also just in terms of content, I'm working all week long on what we had from last week, what sound we've got each day of the week, what are the big storylines, what are the injuries, and then what stories do my reporters have for that week. And so it's an everyday, all day job to prepare for our one show every Saturday.
Do you like on location live or studio better?
Always on location live, but there's just an energy that cannot be replicated when you're in studio. For me, we've done them when we've had to. We've done our shows in studio, and it doesn't feel the same. It feels like I'm doing a newscast. I love being out there at the stadium. I love being on the field when we get to do away games and actual field. There's just nothing like it. Nothing beats it. The atmosphere, the energy, the people around us, it's just awesome. And it really gives the viewers at home a feel of what's happening, right? What it's like to be there. That's what we're trying to do when we do our show. We're trying to help give our viewers the experience of what it's like being at a Notre Dame game, whether that's at home or that's on the road. And so being there in person is by far the best.
Doing my homework, I found out about One Good Deed Michiana. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
Yes, and thank you for asking. So I started One Good Deed Michiana. It's a small local nonprofit. And Michiana, if you're familiar, is sort of the South Bend and surrounding areas. It goes up into Michigan, it goes down south, it goes out east and west of South Bend. But that's sort of our area. We've gone as far as Warsaw, as far north as Benton Harbor, Michigan, as far south as Plymouth and beyond. And so we look for people in our community that go out of their way to help others in need. We recognize those people for doing that. We also do our own good deeds for people in our community, whether that's feeding families at Christmas time or building a treehouse for a little boy battling cancer. And we also have a scholarship fund that we created. And the whole point of One Good Deed Michiana was it was started when my husband was killed in a car accident in 2012. My daughter was just 3 years old at the time. And we discovered that when we allowed people around us to help us in whatever way they could, it helped us to be able to move forward and move on and to find sort of that light again. And I think it also helped those people around us because they were grieving as well and they didn't know how they could help and they felt sort of helpless. And so by allowing those people into our lives to help us, it helped them as well. So that's kind of the whole premise. And we started a scholarship in my late husband's name as well called the Robert Fries Memorial Scholarship. So overall, it's just a really feel good kind of a local nonprofit organization.
So, how can people find One Good Deed Michiana and help?
You can go on our Facebook page, which is just literally One Good Deed Michiana. You can go on our Instagram page. I just started. We also have a website, but I'll be honest, I haven't been very good about keeping up on that because of our Facebook pages are just more current and fast, immediate. But you can reach out there as well. And then my email address is ahayes@onegooddeedmichiana.org, and it's all spelled out ONE gooddeedmichiana.org. And you can reach out to me if you're interested in applying for a scholarship, if you're interested in nominating someone to be recognized by our organization, if you have a good deed that you need help with or that you'd like us to help out with, any of that, please reach out. We'd love to talk.
Now we're going to find out some more about you with the hot seat. So, first,
Oh boy.
dogs or cats?
I have a dog and 2 cats at the moment, but if I had to only pick one, probably still my dog. Dogs are just, you can take them everywhere. You can go out for walks and runs. They play. I guess I'll take the dog, but don't tell my cats that.
Yeah, I have a dog too. Her name is Figgy, and she's a Vizsla Pharaoh mix. So what kind of dog do you have, and what's their name?
It's a boy. He's 2 years old. His name is Clubber Lang, which is a throwback to the Rocky 3 movie, because I have 2 little boys named Rocky and Mickey. And so we knew that everybody thought we were copying the movie. So for kind of a joke, an inside joke, we chose Clubber Lang, which is the Mr. T character. And Clubber is a 50-50 mix of a Bernese Mountain Dog and an Australian Shepherd. He looks like a Bernese, but his personality is all Aussie, and he is exhausting.
So now for the second question, what's your favorite dessert?
Ice cream all day, any day. I'll take it for any meal. No arm twisting here. I'll always take ice cream for dessert anytime.
So you said your favorite dessert is ice cream. So we've been having this ongoing debate about mint chocolate chip ice cream. So what's your opinion on that?
I love it. I love mint chocolate chips. I don't love chocolate chips so much, but I do like the mint chocolate flavor. So I love it. I love like the mint with the Oreo cookies in it. I love the shamrock shakes. I love all of it.
So for the third question, car or truck?
Well, I'm an SUV girl, but we did get a truck so that we can pull our boat, and I love it. I feel like I can't say the word I wanted to say, so I'll have to edit myself. I feel like a really tough girl when I'm driving that big truck.
The fourth question, books or movies?
Ooh, I love a good movie. I mean, I'm a movie buff. I feel like I've seen just about everything. I love going to the movies, but man, there is nothing beats a good book that like sucks you in. And I love a hardback, I like to feel the pages and smell the pages. And I do love a book. I love audiobooks too, but I guess if I had to pick just one, I would go with the movies.
Yeah. So thank you for coming on, Allison.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Bye. We'll talk to you later.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.